Alright, so today we're going to take apart 3-head candy vending machine. One of these guys. I'm going to show you how to take it apart, set the candy settings, put a lock on the top. It's kind of all the basics that you need to know to operate one of these guys. Okay. First step is take those out. Alright, so in order to adjust the candy settings on each one of these, you got to remove these two screws down at the bottom and that one right there. Then the whole head will come up off of the plastic part on the bottom. Alright. Taking that out as well. So I got those 3 screws out. This part itself comes up. You never really need to mess around with this part. Those 2 screws right there just kind of keep these springs in place. You never really need to mess with those unless you're going to clean them out. So this is what lets the candy flow down through it. So you can adjust this top part right here with those little grooves up here at the top. So the wider that it is, the more candy will flow down. The smaller it is, the less candy will flow down. So if you're going to do Skittles or smaller candies, you want to do something like that. If you're going to do M&Ms, like the peanut ones, you want to do something like this, or like the mixed nuts would be on the far position like that. And this whole portion comes out as well, you know, if you ever want to take it out and clean it. So now, to remove this whole plastic piece, including all of these mechanisms, you got to take off this bolt, that bolt, this one, and that one. So there's 4 that you got to remove. Okay, so those bolts were a 9mm on all those sides. And it takes a second to pop it out away from the holsters, like the little place where you screw on the nut. But this itself is where the candy falls through. So here we have the coin mechanism. So that's where the candy will fall through in those little dark places right there. And the coin mechanisms themselves, they all come apart as well. If we turn it around. To get the coin mechanisms out, all you have to do is unscrew this right here on the side, and then rotate this so that it's not connecting to that metal part anymore. So if you spin it, let's see if I can do this with the camera. Spin it like that, then it's not holding into the side anymore, and this whole place, reaching around to the front, will just kind of pull out. If I can get a better shot of that from the front. So you can see that that has a clip on the side right there. So when that clips in this side, the other end that we just unscrewed has that little metal part that sticks on the other side to hold the whole thing in. So that's how that part's held in. The rest of this just kind of slides up and out of the little hole. So there, what's holding that in is the coin mechanism itself. So I'm going to show you how the coin mechanism itself works. So when you're turning this, it stops unless there's a quarter down inside. So when there's a quarter inside and you turn it, the quarter allows the mechanism to spin all the way through. And it spits the quarter out the other side. Just like that. And it stops again. And gravity does help you out as well. Alright, so to install a lock, there's quite a few pieces here. I'll kind of explain what each one does. This is the main part right here that needs to come up through the bottom. Doesn't really matter which way this one goes. This piece right here goes on top of that main lock piece to hold it down. So once you have that piece down, you take this nut over here and you put it over the top of that to hold the whole thing snug. So once that's on as you can get it, you take the lock mechanism itself Doesn't really matter which way it goes in. Let's stick it up through the bottom. Now you see on that it's got a little square head. So this is the part where you choose how far you want your key to turn. You have these two little gizmos right here. This is if you want your key to turn 180 degrees. This is if you want your key to turn just 90 degrees. There's a little stopping point right there, which makes it, you know, go one way or the other. It stops it on those little grooves. So I put the 90-degree one on, and you can kind of see as I turn it there that it's catching there. And as I turn the key 90 degrees, it catches there on that side. And so that's what decides what the key is turning on. So once that's in place, you take that piece right there and position it on the top, just like that. And then you take your screw and you just screw it to the top of that to hold everything in place. Alright, so now that the key is in place, I can spin it whichever way I want. So this is the open position, this is the closed. So as you can see, in the open position, it clamps onto that little piece right there. So we'll close it over the top and lock it. Now it won't open up anymore. So anyway, that's how you change the lock on a 3-head vending machine, as well as take it apart and adjust all the candy and stuff. So I usually put up videos, you know, a couple times a week, you know, different projects like this, just fixing everything and showing you how to do life. So anyway, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.